Hello students, welcome back to Effortless Chemistry. Already we have started group 15 of the P block elements, and in the last session we have discussed up to oxides of the nitrogen. Now we will discuss oxo acids of nitrogen. This is one of the important concept in the group 15. Oxo acids of nitrogen. First we will know what is oxo acid. Already we know that non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Whenever they are dissolved in water, they will give acidic solution. Hence, they are called as what? Acidic in nature. Now, the oxo acids are nothing but oxygen containing acid. Oxygen containing acids are called oxo acids here. Oxo acids. Here, in case of oxo acid, it is the combination of non-metal plus oxygen plus hydrogen. The combination of these three plus hydrogen. The combination of these three is called as what? Oxo acid. In this one, usually this hydrogen is connected to the oxygen, and this oxygen must be connected to the non-metal. So this type of acids are called as what? Oxo acids. Always you keep in mind, in case of oxo acids, the hydrogen which is connected to the oxygen is ionizable and it is coming out as H plus ion. Okay, these are the oxo acids. Now what are the oxo acids of nitrogen? All right, first one is H2 N2 O2. This is a hyponitrous acid. This is hyponitrous acid. Second one is HNO2. This is a nitrous acid. The third one is nitric acid, that is HNO3, and this is nitric acid. And another is there, this is another is HNO4. This is peroxynitric acid. This peroxynitric acid is highly unstable and explosive in nature. Unstable and explosive in nature. Okay, out of these oxo acids, HNO3, the nitric acid is of more importance one. So we will discuss nitric acid. Always you keep in mind these two, which I have written with a star mark. With the star mark, these are what? Us acids. Hyponitrous acid, this is nitrous acid. Without star mark, these two are what? Ic acids. Nitric acid, peroxynitric acid, like this. Now we will discuss nitric acid. This is one of the important compound of the nitrogen. Nitric acid, nothing but HNO3. Okay, first one we will discuss preparation of HNO3. In the lab, it is prepared by the action of sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate with concentrated H2SO4. HNO3 can be prepared by the reaction of NaNO3 or KNO3 by the reaction of what? Concentrated H2SO4 here. So that we will write the reaction. This NaNO3 on treating with concentrated H2SO4. This gives NaHSO4 plus HNO3. Just you take one hydrogen that combines with NO3, it forms HNO3, remaining NaHSO4. You can write it like this. Okay. Similarly, you can write the reaction for KNO3 potassium nitrate. Again, it reacts with concentrated H2SO4. The same thing you write. You take one hydrogen, combine with the nitrate ion. So first you will write KHSO4 and it will form what? HNO3. This is what laboratory method for the preparation of nitric acid. On the large scale, this nitric acid is prepared by the Ostwald process, that is the industrial method for the preparation of HNO3. Already while discussing ammonia, I told you from the group 15, the question number 20, 3-mark question will be the preparation of ammonia by Haber's process. If that is missed, definitely they will ask the question number 20, that is the preparation of nitric acid by the Ostwald process. These two are very, very important question in the group 15. We will discuss the preparation of nitric acid by the Ostwald process now. That is the preparation of HNO3 nitric acid by Ostwald's process. This one I will write with star mark. This is very, very important question for the 3-mark. Okay, most of the time it is appeared in the board exam. You have to concentrate on this one. Already we have discussed non-metal oxides are acidic in nature, and that NO2 on dissolving in water it gives two types of acid, that is HNO2 and HNO3. So first what we have to prepare is, we have to prepare NO2, then you dissolve that NO2 in the water, you will get HNO3. In this Ostwald process, it involves 3 steps, that is the step 1. Step 1 I will write. Step 1, and this one it involves oxidation, that is catalytic oxidation. Catalytic oxidation of ammonia. First step, catalytic oxidation of ammonia by atmospheric oxygen. First here nitric oxide, that is nitric oxide is prepared by what? Ammonia, by the oxidation of the ammonia. That is catalytic oxidation of ammonia is nothing but by using some catalyst we are oxidizing this ammonia to the nitric oxide. Here I will take ammonia, this is your ammonia, this ammonia on treating with atmospheric oxygen. Catalytic oxidation means we are using some catalyst here, platinum or rhodium gauges are acting as catalyst here. You have to maintain a nearly 500 Kelvin of temperature and 9 bar pressure here. Okay. Now this ammonia is oxidized to what? NO, nitric oxide, and remaining hydrogen they will combine with the oxygen to form the water. Now we have to balance this equation. Balancing this equation is very, very important. You have to write the balanced equation here. Now see here, the oxidation state of the ammonia is, this nitrogen is what? -3, and it is oxidized to what here? +2. -3 to +2. How many units are oxidized here? How many units oxidation takes place here? 5 units. Okay. And here oxygen is what? 0, and 0 to this is what? -2. So 2 unit reduction takes place. For 1 oxygen, 2 units. 2 oxygens, you have to write 4 units. 2 into 2 is what? 4. This, now you cross multiply the change in the oxidation state. 4 is multiplied to this one and 5 is multiplied to this one now. So 4 moles of ammonia combines with 5 moles of oxygen, giving 4 nitrogen, means you write 4 times of NO. Next remaining is what here? Water molecule. For this one, what you have to write here? How many hydrogens are there? 12 hydrogens. Automatically they will form what? 6 water molecule. Now everything is balanced. Writing this equation is very, very important. This is the first step. In the second step, step 2, NO combines with O2 to form NO2. this nitric oxide, further it combines with what? Oxygen to form what? NO2. So we will combine this one, NO plus O2 gives what? NO2. See here, one NO combines with one oxygen to form NO2, so that 2 NO combines with 2 oxygen to form 2 times of NO2. Okay, this is the second step. NO combines with O2 to form NO2. 2 times of NO combines with O2 to form what? 2 times of NO2 here. Next, the last step is what? Step 3. This NO2 dissolves in water to give HNO3. Very simple reaction is there. This NO2 dissolves in water to give HNO3. Okay, now I will write this NO2, it dissolves in what? H2O to give HNO3 plus NO. Okay, now in this one, see here, what is the oxidation state of the nitrogen? This is +4. What is the oxidation state of the nitrogen here? +5. What is the oxidation state of nitrogen here? This is +2. Already we have discussed the disproportion reaction. All the oxidation state of the nitrogen, they will undergo disproportion. +4 is undergoing disproportion. It will split into one higher oxidation state and one lower oxidation state. +4 to +5 is higher, +4 to +2 is what? Lower oxidation state. That's why, what is the total change in the oxidation state here? +4 to +5 is what? 1 unit. +4 to +2 is what? 2 units. So that 2 plus 1 is what? 3 units. Oxidation change takes place here. Oxidation state changes takes place here. So that this must be multiplied with 3, and it gives what? 2 times of HNO3 plus 2 times of NO it will give. Now this reaction is balanced. 3 nitrogen, 3 nitrogen. Okay, so that total 7 oxygens are there. Total 7 oxygen. Now what happens? This nitric oxide so formed, it will be recycled. Again this NO, what happens here? Again it combines with O2 to form NO2. Further NO2 dissolves in H2O. Again it gives what? HNO3. Like this, NO is recycled. Okay, and whatever the HNO3 is obtained, that is only 68% pure by the mass, which on further treating with the concentrated H2SO4, it is purified to what? 98% pure by the mass. Okay, this is what 3 steps you have to write. Writing this thing is very, very important for 3 marks. Now NO, that is nitric oxide, thus formed is recycled and HNO3 obtained is 68% pure by mass, which on further treating with concentrated H2SO4, 98% pure HNO3 by mass is obtained. Up to this you have to write the answer. Okay, now we will go for the properties of HNO3. Now properties of HNO3. First point, HNO3 is colorless liquid. In gaseous state, it exists as planar molecule. That the structure of HNO3 is, this is hydrogen, oxygen, and this is nitrogen. Again this is oxygen and oxygen, and here the bond angle is 102, and here the bond angle is 130 degree. Okay, this is what the physical state of the HNO3. Next point, in aqueous medium, HNO3 acts as strong acid due to formation of hydronium ion. So already we know that this HNO3 is a strong acid which gives H plus ion. So whenever it is added to the water, this is HNO3 plus water, it gives what? It's H plus ion. This is H plus and NO3 minus. This H plus ion is given to what? Water, so that it will form hydronium ion, H3O plus nitrate ion. So due to the formation of this hydronium ion, what happens? Acidic property of this HNO3 increases, or it is strongly acidic in aqueous medium due to formation of hydronium ion. Always you keep in mind this H plus ion, the acid gives what? H plus ion. Due to its ability to give H plus ion, it is acidic in nature. But this H plus ion, because of its small size and high charge density, it is easily captured by the water. Actually, in the aqueous medium, this H plus ion is existing in the form of what here? This is, if I write water like this, H2O, and these are the lone pair of electrons on the oxygen. This oxygen gives a lone pair of electron towards what? This hydrogen, which forms a hydronium ion. This is a coordinate bond with oxygen, remaining to what? Hydrogen as it is. Okay, and this is one lone pair of electron as it is. Okay, all right, another lone pair of electron is given towards the hydrogen, so that this oxygen gets what? Positive charge. Always you keep in mind, whenever oxygen gets positive charge, it is highly unstable. Electronegative atom with positive charge is unstable. After once it gives a lone pair of electron towards the hydrogen to form H3O plus, immediately in the next step again it will take back what? The bond pair of one hydrogen to become what? Water. Again it becomes as what? Water, so that this H plus ion is easily given outside. This is how HNO3 is strongly acidic in water because of formation of the hydronium ion. Okay. Next point is very, very important. This HNO3 being the strongest acid and strong oxidizing agent, it acts on almost all metals except the noble metals like platinum, gold, iridium and rhodium. They will not directly react with the HNO3. The next point is the noble metals like gold, platinum, iridium, rhodium will not react with HNO3 directly, but they will dissolve in aquaresia. This is very, very important point you have to keep in mind. This HNO3 being a strong acid and strong oxidizing agent, it will attack on almost all metals except these noble metals. These noble metals, they are not acted upon by the concentrated HNO3 directly, but these metals, they will react with what? Aquaresia. Aquaresia is nothing but, here I will write very simple shortcut to remember that aquaresia. This is aquaresia. It is nothing but mixture of concentrated HCl plus concentrated HNO3 in the 3:1 ratio. 3:1 mixture of concentrated HCl plus concentrated HNO3 is called as what? Aquaresia. 3 parts of HCl and 1 part of HNO3. So that this is called as what? Aquaresia. This aquaresia will attack on the noble metals, because this aquaresia, it will form the nascent chlorines. Nascent chlorines are nothing but highly reactive chlorine that will attack on these metals. So the point is, these noble metals, they will not directly react with the concentrated HNO3, but whenever this HNO3 is mixed with concentrated HCl in the 3:1 ratio, there is a formation of aquaresia which gives nascent chlorine, and that nascent chlorine, they will act on the metals. Okay, this is what. So this aquaresia forms nascent chlorine which attacks on metals. Okay, now we will see how it will form a nascent chlorine. I will take 3 parts of HCl and 1 part of HNO3. This is your HNO3, plus I will take 3 moles of HCl. There is a formation of NOCl, plus here 3 hydrogen, 1 hydrogen, 4 hydrogens are there. You form 2 water molecules, plus remaining is what? 1 chlorine I have used here. So remaining is only 2 chlorines. These 2 chlorines are called as what? Highly reactive chlorines, nothing but the nascent chlorines. Nascent is nothing but highly reactive. If I use the word nascent, means they are highly reactive. These chlorine will attack on these metals, so that these metals are dissolved in the aquaresia. We will see that reaction now. Now we will see that reaction. So this is HNO3 reacts with 3 times of HCl. This is nothing but aquaresia. There is a formation of NOCl, plus 4 hydrogens are there. You form 2 water molecules, plus 2 times of chlorine here. Okay, 2 chlorines there. These chlorines are what? Nascent chlorines. They will readily react with the metal. Now if I take the metal gold, that is Au, it will react with 3 times of chlorine to form what? AuCl3. Okay, but here 3 chlorines are there, here 2 chlorines are there. So this is multiplied with 3 and this is multiplied with 2, so that these two are balanced now. Now this AuCl3 again reacts with HCl to form chloroauric acid. That is nothing but HAuCl4. Okay, again here 2 AuCl3 are there, here only 1 is there. To balance that one, again it is also multiplied with 2 here. Now you can see this is 6 chlorine. 6 chlorine get cancels, and 2 AuCl3 get cancels. So what you can write here? Au, 2 times of Au, that reacts with what? 3 times of HNO3, plus 3 3s are 9 HCl, plus here 2 HCl, that is 11 HCl. Next you can write 3 times of NOCl, plus this is a 6 water molecule, plus what is this one? 2 times of HAuCl4. This is your chloroauric acid. This is how the aquaresia, it will react with what? The metals, or those metals are dissolved in the aquaresia. In the same way you can write the reaction for the platinum also. We will see that one. Now we will see the reaction of aquaresia with platinum also. So this is your HNO3. This reacts with 3 moles of HCl, giving NOCl, plus 2 times of H2O, and 2 nascent chlorines are obtained here. Those nascent chlorine, they will react with the platinum, which is a noble metal. 4 times of chlorine will react with what? Platinum, to form PtCl4. So 4 chlorine, 2 chlorine, to balance that one, it is multiplied with 2. This PtCl4 again reacts with 2 times of HCl, giving what here? H2 PtCl6 chloroplatinic acid. Now you can write the balance reaction now. So these nascent chlorines, they get cancelled here. Now PtCl4 get cancels. then you can write this platinum, it reacts with what, 2 times of HNO3 plus 3 2s are 6 times of HCl, and 6 plus 2 is what, 8 times of HCl, giving what here, 2 times of NOCl plus 4 times of water molecule plus chloroplatinic acid H2 PT Cl6 it is. This is your chloroplatinic acid. Okay, so in this way the aquaresia can attack on the noble metals, but if you take only HNO3, that HNO3 alone will not react with the noble metals. This is what. Next point is, there are some metals, they will not dissolve in the HNO3, that is they will not dissolve in the concentrated HNO3 due to the formation of protective layer of the oxides. That is suppose if I take in this vessel, if I take concentrated HNO3, okay, if I place aluminum metal in this one, in the concentrated HNO3, this aluminum metal will not dissolve in the concentrated HNO3, because when this aluminum metal is kept in the concentrated HNO3, it will form a protective layer of oxide on its surface. Okay, like this, a protective layer of oxide is formed. This protective layer, it prevents the further reaction with HNO3 and aluminum. This is how these metals, they are not dissolved in the concentrated HNO3. Protective layer of oxide, which prevents further reaction. Why they are not dissolved in the concentrated HNO3? They are not dissolved in concentrated HNO3 because whenever they are kept in the concentrated HNO3, they will form a protective layer of oxide on their surface. This protective layer of oxide, it will prevent the further reaction between HNO3 and these metals. So not only aluminum, the metals like chromium, aluminum, iron, cobalt, nickel will not dissolve in concentrated HNO3 due to formation of protective layer of oxide on their surface. So this is how they are not dissolved in the concentrated HNO3. You have to remember this one, chromium and aluminum, most important. These two are given in the NCERT. Okay, these are the some other elements which shows same property. Okay, the next one we will go for test for the nitrate ion. Now we will discuss the test for nitrate ion. A very familiar test is there, that is nothing but Brown ring test. We will discuss that one. Test for nitrate ion, NO3 minus ion. Okay, for this one what test we are using? Brown ring test. Brown ring test. This test is very simple. First what you have to do is, in a test tube you have to take aqueous solution of nitrate ion. So you have to take the solution of nitrate ion here. This is the aqueous solution of what? Nitrate ion. To this one what you have to add is freshly prepared dilute FeSO4 solution you have to add. First what you have to add here? Dilute freshly prepared FeSO4 solution you have to add. After adding this one, next you have to add concentrated H2SO4. Very carefully you have to add concentrated H2SO4 along the sides of the test tube. Slowly you have to add like this, along the sides of the test tube only, it will go like this. Okay, you should not disturb the test tube. Once this H2SO4, the drop that touches this surface, at the junction of these two layers, at the junction of H2SO4 and solution layer, there is a formation of brown ring. You will get a brown ring like this. So if there is a formation of the brown ring like this, it confirms the presence of what? A nitrate ion here. There is a formation of what? Brown ring. Okay, what you have to add here? Add dilute FeSO4 solution, dilute FeSO4 to the aqueous solution containing nitrate ion, then add concentrated H2SO4 carefully along the sides of test tube, along the sides of the test tube. Then a brown ring is so what I can write here? Add dilute FeSO4 to the aqueous solution containing nitrate ion, then add concentrated H2SO4 carefully along the sides of test tube. A brown ring is formed at the junction of H2SO4 and solution layer, which confirms the presence of nitrate ion. Okay, very simple. Simply you have to add a dilute FeSO4 solution to the aqueous solution containing nitrate ion, then you add carefully the concentrated H2SO4 along the sides of the test tube drop wise. Then after adding concentrated H2SO4, a brown ring is formed at the junction of the two layer, that is H2SO4 layer and solution layer. The formation of this brown ring confirms the presence of what? Nitrate ion. We will write the reaction involved in this one. Simply first what you are adding here? Dilute solution of FeSO4. In that one, Fe is having +2 oxidation state. This is added to the aqueous solution containing nitrate ion like this. This is also aqueous medium, and this also what? Aqueous medium. Now the formation of the brown ring, it depends on the ability of Fe+2 to reduce nitrate ion to the nitric oxide. Here what happens? Nitrate ion is reduced to nitric oxide like NO. Here the oxidation state is +2. Here the oxidation state is what? +5 here. This is the reducing agent because Fe undergo oxidation and acts as what? Reducing agent. Fe+2 become as what here? Fe+3 here. Okay. +5 to +2. How many unit reduction here? This is 3 unit. This 3 is multiplied to Fe3 and this is 3 here. Okay. Then what happens? Here 3 oxygens are there. Here only 1 oxygen is there. To balance the oxygen, we will add 2 moles of water here. To balance the hydrogen, again this side we will add 4 times of H+ ion. Okay. Now what happens? This nitric oxide formed, again it will react with Fe+2 complex. This is Fe+2 complex it is. Alright, Fe, H2O 6 times, where the oxidation state of Fe is +2 because water is a neutral ligand here. So this will combine with nitric oxide to form hydrated nitrosyl complex here. This is Fe H2O 5 times and NO, and here the overall charge on the complex is again +2 only. Then I will write water here. Simply you include this NO in this one, and one water molecule is removed here, and this is the brown ring. This is what the composition of brown ring. The formation of the brown ring is due to formation of this complex here. This is also called as hydrated nitrosyl complex. Hydrated nitrosyl complex it is. And one more thing we have to remember here, these are being neutral ligand, oxidation state of Fe is +2, so the same charge is coming on the complex. But here one exception is there. From the magnetic moment measurement, it is observed that Fe will not show +2 oxidation state in this complex. It will show what? Only +1 oxidation state here. Due to the transfer of electron from NO, this Fe +2 become as what? +1. In this one, important points you have to remember for NEET point of view also. Important points regarding this brown ring. In a brown ring complex, first one, in a brown ring complex, Fe shows +1 oxidation state. This is what? From the magnetic moment measurement we came to know that it is having +1 oxidation state because it is having a magnetic moment of 3 unpaired electron, which is possible only in the +1 oxidation state here. It has a magnetic moment of 3 unpaired electrons. So here the magnetic moment mu is equal to what? Square root of n into n plus 2. This is nothing but square root of 3 into 3 plus 2, nothing but square root of 15 is 3.83 Bohr magneton it is. Okay. So one thing you keep in mind, in this brown ring complex, the oxidation state of Fe is +1, and here NO also shows +1 because it gives one electron, it becomes as +1. By accepting one electron, Fe +2 become as what? +1 here. So +1 total is +2 is written on this complex. This is what the brown ring complex of the nitrate ion. So one more property is remaining here, that is oxidizing property of the HNO3. I will make a separate video on that oxidizing property of the HNO3. Okay, thank you.